It may seem like a silly question, but why is America called America? Why aren't other countries in North, South, or Central America called America too? Can they be? Should they be? What's going on? That's what we're going to explore in this video. A very interesting exploration of why countries are called what they're called, including the adjectives that we use in English. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And now let's get into the video. Because I've been asked this question more than once, it's been kind of rattling around in my head for the last few years. Why is America called America when it's only one country in a whole continent? Or let's say a whole hemisphere, right, with two continents, both of which have the word America in their name, North America, South America. And you could call Central America a piece there too, but for simplicity, North and South America. What's going on here? Why is America America, but it's in the Americas? That's confusing, right? What is happening with the name of a country? Why is this country called that name, right? When everyone says Americans, why do people know that we mean people from the United States of America? And I'd like to approach it from different angles because I think it's very interesting to explore this more broadly, okay? So I'm not trying to prove anything here. I'm trying to give you a perspective on why countries are called what they're called and why we refer to countries as certain things and not others, right? For example, Canada, the official name of Canada is, do you know? The Dominion of Canada. That sounds like evil, but that's what it's called. But we don't say the Dominion of Canada. We say Canada. We don't say the People's Republic of China every time. We say China. So let's get into this. First, let's consider that there are 35 countries, around 35, I believe, countries in various territories in North, South, and Central America, right? Only the United States of America has, this is the thing that might surprise you, only one country has the word, America in its name. Did you know that? Only the United States of America has that word in its official name. So, the Dominion of Canada, America is not in that, right? All of the other countries, I don't want to go through the whole list because I don't know all of the official names, but all of the other countries that you could name in North, South, and Central America do not, I should say none of them have the word America in their name. Interesting. So the continents are called North, South America, Central America. I always feel confused about that. Do we say North and South America and we call Central America that sort of as a carve-out? Anyway, I guess that's a different question. I'm always confused about that. Can I just say North and South America? So it makes sense. It's the only one with America in the name that kind of qualifies it to be called that, right? Okay, but all of those other countries are also in North or South America, right? Yes. But people usually don't identify with their continent. People usually identify with their country, perhaps with their city, right? If it's well, I guess it depends on the unit, I suppose, the size. But generally speaking, nobody is identifying generally as a person from X continent, right? You're more likely to hear someone from Africa identify as Egyptian or Ethiopian rather than African in general, right? I don't identify as North American. I identify as American because that includes Canada. And I would never want to put myself in that group. Okay, so from that standpoint, it's the only one with America in its name. And since people usually identify with their country rather than their continent, it makes perfect sense. But we can attack this, or approach it rather, from a different angle. Adjectives. Let's think about adjectives. So, nationality is often expressed using an adjective. People might say, I'm German, I'm Peruvian, and there aren't hard and fast rules about how those adjectives work, right? For example, Thailandese doesn't work, so we say Thai. Thai is the adjective for Thailand, so if you're from Thailand, when you're speaking English, you would say, I'm Thai. I'm Thai, okay? German, from Germany. Peruvian, so sometimes you have the AN there, sometimes you have the E's ending, like Japanese, Chinese, right? But it's not uniform. So what we do is we figure out which sounds good, right, to build an adjective form that is easy for people to say, essentially, right? They're created usually based on the country's name, and again, they have to be fairly easy for people to say. I believe that's why we're not saying Thailandese, because it's hard. So we go with Thai. So what words are you going to use in the official name of the country to make the adjective, right? For example, the People's Republic of China. Of these, could we say Peopleese or Republicese or something like that? Kingdom of Thailand. That's the official name of Thailand. Kingdomese. Well, no. The reason is that you have to choose something that is within the official name unique. You don't have to. I mean, that's what we usually do when we use an adjective for a country. We choose something that is unique to that place or to that country, and then we turn that into the adjective, right? I think Argentina is the Argentine Republic. I could be wrong there, but because many countries have republic in them, it doesn't really identify it well, and so that would be confusing if you said Republicans. Well, Republicans, what does that mean? That I hear that, I think of a political party, right? So, Argentinians, there you go, right? United Mexican States. That is the official name of Mexico. The United Mexican States. I don't think it's the United Mexican States. I think it's just United Mexican States. Well, you have there United and States. That's the same as the United States of America. So that would be confusing, right? So when you're attempting to create the adjective, the doesn't make sense. The-ians, right? Unitedese, Statesians, USians, all of those just sound awkward and weird. The only one that actually works is American. It's the only convenient, unique, easy to say option. It's the only option available. It's the only one that is unique and not a mouthful and actually makes sense as an adjective. So, approach number 2, adjectives, makes perfect sense. Okay, number 3 is history. So if you know the history of the colonization of the New World by Europeans, that started in the late 15th century, but many people started coming in the 16th century, and this was called the New World. But also, as more and more people started to come to the New World, names began to sort of arise, and when people would refer to specific places, they would come up with these names to call those places. Well, how do you differentiate, for example, the 13 colonies in North America? So there were 13 British colonies, right? Under King George II, I think that's right. What do you call them? Do you have to say the colonies every time? Well, often, yes, the colonies, but there were other colonies. So Americans, around the 17th century, people started using that term to refer to people in the 13 British colonies as Americans, right? So not referring to it as a whole country because it was still part of the British Empire, but referring to the people who live there as Americans. And again, for the reasons we discussed, it makes sense. So we have the historical angle, which is interesting. And I would encourage you, if you're interested in this stuff, this is just one angle that is interesting to me. Think about your own country and where the name comes from. I mean, do this for English, but do it in your own language too. It's interesting to sort of go back and look at why are the things that I say like this? Why am I saying the things that I'm saying? I think it's a very interesting exercise, right? 4, you know what I mean, right? Essentially, language is a way to communicate ideas effectively. That's all it is. It's nothing more. So it sort of got first dibs to this name, and everyone knows what people mean when they say it, right? If I say I'm American, you don't think I'm Canadian. You think I'm from the United States of America. You know what I mean, right? So at the end of the day, words become common by sort of this organic process of people starting to say something and then other people picking it up. It spreads around like a meme because it is a meme. It enters the language. It grabs hold of the language. And then you know what I mean. Right? If I say banana, pink elephant, you just had 2 of those in your head just now. You had a banana and a pink elephant, guaranteed. So when I say America, you know what I'm talking about. You know I'm not talking about the continent of, for example, North or South America. You know I'm talking about the United States of America, right? So America is just like any other country, Germany, China, Thailand, Canada, the Dominion of Canada. And it's interesting to me to explore the things that we don't think about very often, and I would encourage you to do the same. Why is any word the way it is? Does that help you improve your English? Not necessarily, but for the sake of learning more about history, learning more about how languages work, how adjectives form, I find it to be very fascinating. If you have any questions about this, let me know. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and also get a free course, Natural English Conversations, in the links in the description.